Republican Senator from Oklahoma, Jim Inhofe, is going to talk about Obama's foreign policy here, and he's going to repeat these bogus, outlandish attacks that we've been hearing all week.
Now the question is, what can Congress do? And we can control funds, but again, it doesn't, because if we were to put money in there for the purpose of allowing them to start using surveillance and intelligence and maybe giving equipment and all that, there's no assurance that the president couldn't stall it. Mm-hmm. And so that's the people say do something. Well, never in my political career, in my memory, did it ever occur to me that we would have a president of the United States who would be doing things to supporting the enemy.
Obama is doing things to support the enemy. He's doing things to support the enemy. That's too far, man. That's too far. I'm all for, vibrant debate and discussion and talking out our political differences. But that's not just a political difference. Like, that comment is out of bounds because it's so absurd. Really? He's supporting our enemies? Well, why don't you go ahead and ask Osama bin Laden how he feels about that? That's right, he's dead. You can't do that. How about you go ask all of the soldiers who are continuing to stay in Afghanistan, the 9,800 of them that'll be there for the next 2 years. Ask them. Ask all the victims of drone strikes if Obama is supporting the enemy of the United States of America. Ask the people in Guantanamo Bay. The thing that's annoying to me is that we can't live in a world where I'm mad at President Obama for his policies and Jim Inhofe is mad at President Obama for his policies, because that doesn't make sense. Me and Jim Inhofe disagree on everything. So either I'm mad legitimately or he's mad legitimately. And we all know what the real answer is. It's legitimate to be mad at Obama because he's too right-wing, he's too hawkish, he's too Republican, he's too conservative in his foreign policy actions. Continuing the war in Afghanistan, and we even stayed in Iraq. They tried to get a deal to stay even longer in Iraq. I mean, he hasn't scaled back on the American empire. I wish, for fuck's sake, I can't wait for the day, if it ever comes in my lifetime, where an American president gets in and goes, all right, it was a fun experiment, this whole American imperialism thing. We're going to shut down all of the U.S. military bases overseas except the absolutely most vital one. Our goal is to get the number to about 10 military bases total around the world. Get rid of these 900 ones. And yes, I know some of them are small. That's the rebuttal that people have whenever I bring this up. Yeah, some of those bases are small, man. I don't give a shit. They still exist. That's a problem. Okay? I can't wait for a politician or a president to finally start speaking truth in that respect. But if Jim Inhofe really wants to get mad at a president for supporting our enemies or supporting terrorists, well, I have somebody that he could have gotten mad at, but he didn't. His name is Ronald Reagan. Because President Obama, agree or disagree with certain actions that he's taken, like I said, you guys know very well, I'm agnostic on this whole Bo Bergdahl deal. I see good points actually on both sides in terms of would you have made the deal or not. I know a lot of listeners to the show may disagree with me on that. But if you want to talk about somebody who unequivocally helped out the terrorists and helped out the enemy, talk about a guy named Ronald Reagan. Because have you heard of these guys, the Mujahideen? You know what they are? They were supposedly Afghani freedom fighters. That's what Reagan and his administration called them back in the day when we were arming them and sending them financial support. Well, guess who the Mujahideen broke up into as time went by? Two groups. One of them called the Taliban, the other one called Al-Qaeda. Okay? So if you actually want to get mad, and remember, Reagan went above and beyond just making a prisoner of war deal with people that we were fighting, which is what Obama did, okay? Again, agree or disagree, he made a prisoner of war trade, totally within his legal ability to do that. But what Reagan did was not legal, and he was outside of the bounds of the law, and he was acting in a way detrimental to the United States of America. We traded arms for hostages. We traded arms for hostages. Do you understand that? Do you understand giving weapons, giving AK-47s to the Mujahideen that now down the road, that affects us today because the same people we're fighting today are armed with our fucking weapons that we gave them? So this idea that we should be mad at Obama for acting like that, no. If anybody actually legitimately and rather openly helped the enemy, it was President Reagan. And that also stemmed from the Red Scare, by the way. That's another part of this that adds an extra level of stupidity. That the reason why they decided to arm the Mujahideen is because the Mujahideen was fighting the Soviet Union. And we hated communism so much that we armed another one of our enemies, the Islamic radicals.